Yo, what the fuck is up, my monarchs? Welcome to the monarchy. Yeah, you know what that means. We got some motherfucking monarch gameplay. But it might look a little bit different, right? Like I said from the last video, this is slowly transforming into something a little bit different. Oh no, no monarch cards in my hand. I'm a liar. We joined the space exploration cringe crew of Kashtira. Woo woo. Anyway, my opponent is somewhat smart and does not want me to draw any cards off of that, at the risk of them having an open field, which is ballsy, but they also max see me, so it's only fair. You know what I mean? And I have to prospe, so I probably won't, one turn kill him, OTK him. So, it's chillin'. Oh, there's some fucking monarch cards. There we go. And technically, this is a monarch card, too. Look at its stat line, guys. Very fun. He imperms me. I'm like, oh, okay, buddy. All right, dude. Okay. So, I normal Chaos Hunter, because I figured this is really kind of fuck his shit up a little bit. Get a second Kashtira Birth. Yeah, let me rip that Punk out of that extra deck. I know you're playing Punk Bestial. So, I should be chilling. Just going to Diablosis. I'm like, well, let me rip out what Psychic and Punisher. Yup. No thank you. Whoop. Mill a bunch of shit. And pass it back to him, because that's why I didn't want to Xyz into these guys. Not only to not let him draw one more card, but I stop him from banishing, and then I could rip another card of the extra deck, and then trigger Diablosis again. Max C, bitches! We're playing the Max C game. The Max C game. Very fun. Don't you love Master Duel? Type F in the comment if you love Master Duel and Max C. Anyway, what did I fucking make him send off of Unicorn there? I wasn't paying attention. Look at all those fucking, the other Punk card, and just made him banish the rest of his fucking deck, dude. Holy shit. So my opponent's kind of smart. I was like, oh shit, Red Dragon Rs for me. Okay, word. Well, now they could just beat over my Chaos Hunter, and then they could go back to banishing stuff again, right? That would be like the smart thing. Either way, I know I got follow-up for next turn. I mean, these two age-old combo, it's probably been around for about 10 years or so, right? Monarch Stormforth and Majesty's Fiend. So I'm chilling. I was like, I don't think they could kill me. But they go, what the fuck? You want to just deck out because of Max C? Is that what this is? They saw how much cards I ripped out of their deck with Diablosis, and they're like, fuck it. They crashed into that, and they bring out their own Fenrir, add a Fenrir to hand. And this is the most funny part. He also throws out another Maxi. I ash it. I don't know why. He had 2 cards in deck. I could have just special summoned once. I have Birth, so twice. I assume I had something. Birth is from Banished to Grave. Oh, yeah. It was over. I could have just decked him out. But no, I wanted it the hard way. I ashed him. And, it's kind of just over. Let me see. Does he let me attack him for again? No. That's why I saved this. Because he was like, fuck you and your stupid ass shenanigans. Anyway, that was a longer game, so let's go to a shorter game. Peep the one turn. So, what do you think I could have activated in one turn that could have made him say no? No me gusta nada. So, if you guessed Dimension Shifter, press 6-9 in the chat. Let's go. Chain D Shifter. What are you going to send with this Chaos Space to the Bandage Zone, buddy? What are you going to do? Nice -2 Buckaroo in the 60 card deck. They had a Master Border, so they know it wasn't worth their time, and they scooped. Yeah, I outskilled my opponent. What could you say? I just played better Yu-Gi-Oh than my opponent in that game. Anyway, let's go back to a real one. Yeah, Maxi again. That's kind of like the theory behind this deck. I was like, let me take out a lot of the Monarch cards and just make Kashtira, which sounds like a meme, but no, I want to learn how to play the Kashtira cards, and I want to make it a dedicated going second deck. I just want to see how egregious could we make a dedicated going second deck, so that when I put this back into the Monarch, I can figure out what's going to be the appropriate Monarch engine, and what's going to be the appropriate Kashtira cards and engine as well, and make sure they fit in the best. Obviously, Maxi makes all this absolutely based. Let's skip through this. I probably could have been talking while this was fast forwarded. Sorry, ADHD. So they Diablosis, makes sense, right? Get rid of my big eye, and I mill a bunch, or I guess 4 cards. Not too crazy. They milled, you know, unfortunately they milled the Fenrir, but I should be chilling. I mean, look at my hand. I think I got this. So I made a misplay. The Ash was okay there. I could have saved it for normal summoning with one of these specials and, you know, Baron play. I should have just Kaiju'd Diablosis first. Here I grab Rise Heart, and that's a spell, so it triggers Birth, which then triggers 11 cards of mine to be banished. The zone locking doesn't fucking matter to me because I'm going to Kaiju that. But if my plan was going to Kaiju both, you know what I mean? I should have just Kaiju'd this dude first because I wasn't thinking. I completely forget about Birth's second effect all the time. And he ghost spells me. I send a Zeus, which is, I think, what usually you should do if you're in, especially in a mirror match with XZ monsters. But yeah, he fucking ghost spells my own Birth. I'm like, fuck, dude. Okay, well, Diablosis time. Let me see that extra deck. Oh, never mind. I had a feeling it was going to be Imperm. I was like, the way that he was posturing and playing, I just do this for BM. Fuck it. And then I go into Zeus. I'm like, well, a Zeus is a Zeus. All right, clear that board. Prosby. I bet they're mad about my Prosby. What do I grab? Chaos Hunter? Chaos Hunter. Because I still have a Birth, and I haven't normaled. I could have tributed over my Zeus with Majesty's Fiend, but I figured if they are playing Kashtira, I think Chaos Hunter hurts them way, way more. And it didn't even matter which one I grabbed because they imperm me. They do something very interesting here, guys. I want you to pay attention. I don't... This all makes sense so far, right? I grab an Ogre because I want to rip something out of their deck. Oh, actually, I just realized you can't deck someone out with Diablosis. I was wondering why they couldn't just fucking rip the rest of my deck out, right? I thought they were trolling. Aha, now I just realized what it was. You literally can't deck someone out. I think it literally has to be, you can banish cards on the top of your opponent's deck face down, equal to their face down banished cards. So it has to be equal to it, and if they have less, then you can't do it. So I thought my opponent was BMing and trolling. I'm like, what's going on, right? I was like, what the fuck? Dude, I'm gonna deck you out. I'm gonna deck you out. Let's get rid of one of those cards. Ogre time. Sounds like overtime. And then I just beat over my opponent's anus, and I'm like, okay. All right, I probably could have normaled and synchroned a Baron. Honestly, that would have been the smarter play to do. But I was like, oh, let me... they have 16. I couldn't have pulled it off, but they surrendered. So I also would have had the same fate of my opponent because we don't know how to read cards. So yeah, you need the exact fucking amount. So sorry, guys. This might be a little bit longer. I think it'll probably be around 50 minutes because we got some shorter gameplays. Most of them are short. There's one, I think you guys saw it, like 18 turn game, but I'll try to cut it short. So again, just learning how Kashtira works, learning how Maxi works as well. I don't know why. I think I was like half asleep. I wasn't paying attention. I was on the bus playing. So there goes my fucking Baron, and I miss out on a draw with the Unicorn. Feels great. Yeah. But I have an evenly in 2 Kaijus. So, you know, it could be worse. As you'll see here. Oh, it's about to get so much worse for my opponent. Get that shit off my fucking field. I heard you like banishing cards face down. Kaiju, bitch. And because they have one and I open the fucking 3, I get a free... I think you do get both of them. Oh, no, you can only control one. But yeah, so you get... yeah, that's how that was. Free Kaiju. And they were like, no, fuck that shit. I like playing Kashtira. I don't like it when you do it, so I'm going to leave the game. Fair enough. And here's another short one, you guys. You guys want to guess what else made this a one-turn game? If you guess Dimension Shifter again, you guessed correctly. Armageddon Night. I was like, what the fuck is this? Anyway, what are you going to send to the bench with T-Shifter? It's just so funny. I love D-Shifter, and that was kind of the idea too behind the Monarch Kashtira, because with Monarch Stormforth, like D-Shifter is actually a kaiju, so it just never is a dead card in your hand. Theoretically speaking, if you either have the Monarch Stormforth or what I'll eventually work into more of like the actual Monarch engine, you'll see soon enough here, right? Like, you know, actually drawing, because this is like, yeah, now I'm leaving the Kashtira pure kind of stuff, and now I'm going into more Monarchy. But essentially, like, the Monarch cards are like the draw engine. So essentially, like, yeah, like D-Shifter is going to be also, this is the Cancer 18 turn gameplay, by the way. So I had no idea what the fuck my opponent was doing. I forgot about Crackdown, that they just are there. I'm like, okay. So I don't think it's really good in stun. I think it would be, honestly, Crackdown would be good in fucking Monarch. It actually would be really, really good in Monarch, now that I think about it. But yeah, so we kind of just fucking stare at each other. But essentially what I was saying about the Monarch cards and the draw cards, blah, 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 is that, you know, you could, with the, was it Tenacity of the Monarchs, you could get out the Stormforth. And a lot of these stat lines like Ogre and Majesty's Fiend, you know, qualify for that stat line for Tenacity. Anyway, I tribute over the Fenrir that they had in mind. I can't let them have that Fenrir. Oh boy, that Barrier Statue and Moon Mirror Shield. Feels bad. But I purposely cross out so I could evenly. Oh, and there goes Solemn Strike. So that's actually number 2. I used the Ogre early on to banish a face down Solemn. So that was Solemn 1 or somewhere in here. That was Solemn number 2. I'm like, okay, they're at 4K. One of these could be Solemn number 3, but that's okay. I just have pretty much one more Solemn to deal with, and I think I could play through this. Because I could keep Rise Heart effect and just keep banishing cards and milling cards from their deck. And I think I'll win eventually by deck out. Because I don't think they could kill me. I think I could keep putting bodies on the field. So here goes an example of that. I think I misplayed. I think I should maybe have taken the damage. It's tough to tell in retrospect. But anyway, at least I'm able to normal the Unicorn, which is nice. And then I bring out Rise Heart. I can't special summon into... I could go into Shangri-Ira. I think I had the option to go into Shangri-Ira. And I think that probably was the play. But I obviously don't make that play. And I can't... I think I can normal summon this guy and then synchro to... I can't even synchro to Baron because it's... Yeah. So it's just looking rough. It's just looking rough for yours truly over here. It is what it is, man. It's yeah. And Inspector Border time, like fucking Christ, dude. Fuck you, Inspector Border Patrol. I can't talk shit, man. I fucking play it in Layer of Darkness. So anyway, Stormforth, let's go, Majesty's Fiend. They solemn warning that. I'm like, okay. That's fine. My opponent is now down to 1,500 life points. I hope it's worth it. So here's where I misplay. Like, actually, like, a big misplay. I didn't know about this fucking trap card. Actually, this is not a misplay. I didn't know about this card. Yeah, there goes Inspector Border beating over me. Because they were able... That's a tech. If you guys want... Armory Carl's kind of funny in a stun deck. I never thought about that card. That's kind of insane. Anyway, banish dude from their grave. Because I'm planning on trying to Diablosis, maybe deck them out. I think that's my win con at this point. Oh boy. It's just looking rough out here for a G, right? They're able to use my own Kaiju I gave them, which like is not a fault of the Kaiju. I just didn't think I was playing against this hard of stun, right? So anyway, bring out my Fenrir. So this is where I misplay. Like I said, I thought I could Diablosis, but I get one effect. So I could take something from their extra, but then I can't, you know, do the banishing effect because of Inspector Border. So I make that egregious misplay. I'm like, huh? How come me no let, you know, whatever. And then, like, I fucking attack this dude, which is the dumbest thing. I was running out of time. I was running low on time. I should have just attacked this fucking idiot because then I could have made a Zeus and then call it a day. I literally just could have made fucking Zeus and called this game would have been over, right? I have no idea why I did not fucking just make Zeus. Anyway, they try to attack me for game, forgetting about their own fucking card demise over here. I couldn't even, like, that's okay. But I'm just going to bring back a Fenrir. I could special summon it. I could go into my Baron. Let's go, bro, on the floor. Pop the fucking dumbass card. Yeah, you're down to 1k. Okay, I'm going to attack with my own kaiju. Finally, clear that board. All right, next turn, you're mine. Even if you're able to get rid of the Baron, I still have an Omni Negate, right? For some reason, I think they do this to bait the Negate. I'm like, you can't attack with this dude. I don't know what you think you're doing, I guess. I'm just going to pop it with this. Yeah, I think he realized. I was like, I'm not going to attack it. I'm going to fucking pop it. Yeah, GG's fucking scrub. Nuke Japan. Interesting name. Very interesting name. Anyway, we got the black screen of death going on here. Like, what the fuck is going... Dude, my internet go out? Oh, shit. Okay. I might have to pause the video until this comes back. Okay, we're back, folks. Fuck me. I'm going to have to edit this video. Oh, no. Oh, no. Maybe not. We'll see how big in editing that delay is of me losing my fucking sanity. I'll probably edit it out anyway. Anyway, here's a great gameplay. This is the abomination finally. It's coming all into play. I had the choice of using D-Shifter here, but I was like, no, they're Exorcister. They don't give a shit about the Banished, right? And I want to say that for my Monarch Stormforth just in case. Right, let's see what they have, because I still have a Kaiju. So either way, I'm going to be able to tribute over their big, the Exosister Returnia, or whatever, like that big one where they use these two guys right now to go into, let's see, what is it called? Magnifica. Okay, Returnia is the trap. So I was like, okay, bet. I'm just going to Kaiju this dude, and I shut down their entire deck. Oh, and I draw into Domain. I'm like, this is the nastiest. So, like, now I have the Monarch deck, right? Look, I have, like, and it's an actual Monarch deck, and it's made to go first or second. First win con is this extra deck lock with a tribute monster, but this deck could easily go second, as you can see. I'm going to do both things. I'm going to Kaiju him, bring out my Fenrir. I figured that's the best play. I made the misplay. I should have grabbed an Ogre here instead, because then I could have used Domain of the Monarchs. You'll see. I'm going to tribute a card. So Domain of the Monarchs, I tribute fucking Unicorn or Fenrir. Then I use Pantheism. So I could have done something differently. I could have, if I would have had an Ogre, I could have tributed over the Fenrir with an Ogre. It would have been level 6 or whatever. It would have only needed one tribute. And then and that's a much more imposing card than that. But anyway, I fucking Pantheism, draw 2, which is the best 2 in my hand, because now I can still Sacred Sword, banish Unicorn. You know what I mean? So I banish this. I try to grab the Tenacities. I think I only run the 2 in this deck. My opponent thought they were cheeky by trying not to give me the Monarch Stormforth. I'm like, nope, I get that anyway, you stupid idiot. So literally, I got lucky. I mean, I extra deck locked them, by the way. They had no more cards. Boom, banish this. Banish the Unicorn, draw 2. Tenacity, I'm going to add a Pantheism. And then I'm going to get rid of Prime Monarch, draw another 2. Oof. And I get a free special summon. Oh, and by the way, Rhoda. So I... yeah. And I was going to chain Monarch. It was GG, guys. It was fucking GG. And this is where they time stalled me for like the entire 5 minutes. Like they kept clicking the screen so they could get the entire fucking time out of me. And this was right before the update last night. So where Pearly came in. So I think they were trying to plan on like maybe going until like the update comes in so they could get a free neutral game that wouldn't count. But either way, this guy's scum, and go fuck yourself. GG, I am the best, and welcome to Cash Monarchy, right? Anyway, stay royal, motherfuckers.